I thought it was important to come here and do this video. Excuse me, I'm just changing some things around here. Do this video concerning Timothy Cunningham, Dr. Timothy Cunningham. It was Timothy J. Cunningham, as far as I know, based on the work that he had done. Rest in power to him. We don't know how he died or if he was killed, if there was foul play involved. Regardless of what we think happened, I think it's also important to recognize the work that he was doing, because I have never seen any report about the work that Dr. Cunningham did. And I think it's important for us to remember that and illustrate that. So I put Timothy J. Cunningham. I wanted to make sure his name was capitalized. I was rushing to type this in, and anyone can look these things up. There was a video recently done with BGS Ibmore and I think his name is Don Calypso. He is also a scientist. His work is in biological sciences. He is not a virologist. He said that he's not an immunologist, and but he gave a lot of good, important information. I'll try to remember to leave that link in the description box. Discussion about STDs and various diseases such as Ebola and HIV. But he had good commentary, so I'll leave that link. I myself am not a virologist. I am not a vaccinologist. I'm not an immunologist. In fact, all three of those areas I cannot stand. I don't like vaccinology, I don't like virology, and I don't like immunology. Immunology is so complicated. But I work in cancer biology, so I guess that's as equally complicated. However, in my work in genetic engineering, specifically with just genetics of cancer and how genetics change as you acquire this disease of cancer, and as these cells mutate, you still have to look at this from a population standpoint. You also have to look at it at a molecular level, obviously. And in doing so, since this is all happening in the body, the immune system is involved. So I do have to learn a lot, or have had to learn a lot, about the immune system and how it works to either combat the cancer or help the cancer. Now, with cancer, it is a chronic disease. And Dr. Cunningham's work was on chronic disease prevention. He was an epidemiologist. And epidemiologists work at a large population scale to analyze the trends of different diseases as they outbreak, as they become pandemic, epidemic, as they are from one country to another, from one state to another. And so a lot of his articles, as you see here, talk about the prevalence of 5 health-related behaviors for chronic disease prevention among sexual and gender minority adults. They did 25 U.S. states and Guam. That was published 2018. They did the study in 2016. And it was just published August 17th, 2018. His name is still on this article because he was in the process of collecting the data prior to his death, his untimely death. You also have relationships between sleep duration and self-reported health-related quality of life among U.S. adults with or without major chronic diseases. Chronic diseases with or without treatment can be related to insomnia, and so they were doing those studies as well. They're noticing that pollution can affect your sleep because it affects your respiration and you can't breathe that well. You don't go into REM sleep as well when you have issues with pollution. It affects your metabolism because you need to be able to have a good metabolism, and you need to sleep, get rest. One that I thought was interesting was the urban, rural, county, and state differences in chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So that's COPD. It was in the MMWR Morbidity Mortality Weekly Report, February 23rd, 2018. And he has a lot, all of these articles, these results, racial ethnic disparities in self-reported short sleep duration among U.S.-born and foreign-born adults. December 2016, that was in Ethnic Health. So there are a lot of documents, a lot of work that he has done, and I encourage you all to go and look up this information, and see for yourself just what kind of work he did when he was alive. There's a lot of interesting things here that don't necessarily relate to my work particularly, but it does relate to work that other people have done, and these are like all over. A lot of the studies cover a wide range of chronic disorders. Okay, so I'm just gonna click on one. That's sleep. So let's just click on the racial ethnic disparities. So you'll see a article. It'll look like this when you go to it, and they give their images. They give their figures. So here they only have one figure. Here it's a graph, and they're talking about, this is showing the age-adjusted percentage of short sleep duration, less than 7 hours, among adults more than 18 years of age, or equal to or greater to 18 years of age, by nativity status and race or ethnicity. And they show people in the dark gray bars are born in the U.S. People of the light gray bars are born outside the U.S. or foreign born. And your sleep duration, basically they're showing that people born in the U.S., let me make this graph a little, go down some. White people born in the U.S., black people born in the U.S., Hispanic, Asian, other race or ethnicity born in the U.S. have, whites, Hispanic, Asian, and other race or ethnicities born in the U.S. have longer sleep duration. Black people have lower sleep duration. Black people born outside of the U.S. have higher sleep duration, and that's this number here, 35.4 versus 39.4. And you can see that. Let me turn my screen around. There you go. You can see that here with these bars here. That's a disparity. Very clear disparity. Why that is could be due to where they live, could be due to pollution, industrialization, could be due to stress, diet, exercise, lifestyle, genetics. There's all types of reasons why that could be. But for him to show a study where they looked at that is very important to recognize. And that's just one study. He's the first author on that study. So I'm giving you an in-depth analysis of what this man did during his life. This is just one in-depth analysis of one study that he did. And I'm just going to leave it this way so I don't have to keep flipping it around. But all of these studies, there's 22 studies listed here, all with his name on it. All with him as an author on the paper. I suggest you all come here in your leisure time, you have free time, and look up some of these studies. It's important for us as Black people to know what other Black people are doing in terms of research. And maybe I'll come with another video in the future, discussing again how to read research articles and how to break them down, find the flaws, the strengths and weaknesses in these papers. But you all let me know what you think in the comment section. Once again, my condolences go out to Dr. Cunningham's family. He was a trusted member of society. He was a great scientist. And from what his family has said, he was an awesome man. Had a lot of good intention, a lot of aspirations. He was very ambitious in the military, in the Navy, and as well working at the CDC a leader in the field of epidemiology, of trying to understand how we can prevent some of these diseases from getting worse. So I'll leave you with that. I'll put this link to this page in the description box. From there, you can see all these articles. I will talk to you in the next video. You all stay safe, and as always, have a great day.